Hello everyone and welcome back to the Newcastle United save. This is episode 3 where we're going to proceed with the league campaign. As you can see, we have played a few matches since you last saw us in the West Ham game. We've played 2 league games and 1 Carabao Cup game. So without further ado, let me show you the schedule and let you know how we got on. So the first game we played was a home match against Burnley. As you can see, good win, 4-0 home win. Let me quickly show you the goals and run through them. First goal scored by Marcus Edwards, assisted by Grimaldo, the left back. Having him on an attacking fullback role, still not fully settled on, but it seems to be allowing him to get forward a little bit more and provide assists, though it is exposing us a bit defensively. You see here, Neres plays Grimaldo in. For some reason, he elects not to shoot, but he does well to get to the byline and cut the ball back to Edwards, who has a simple tap in. Next 2 goals you can see are both scored by Gabagol. This one here is assisted by Marcus Edwards, turn-in provider. Well, you say provider, actually it's just off the post and falls to Gabby, who's in the right place. Still, they all count. The next one is assisted by Ruben Neves. You can see he picks the ball up here on the left flank, does really well to push all the way to the byline and rocket across into the 6-yard box. Keeper comes, Gabby nicks in just ahead of him. Nice easy finish to an open goal. Now our last goal, nothing else happened up until the 94th minute. We whip in a corner, Newcastle gets up, heads it into the goal. 4-0 home win, following up our strong form at home against Norwich. Means that we're building up some pretty good goal difference. We also beat Sunderland 6-0 previously, so the home seems to be going well for us. This second game again is at home, 3-0 win versus Southampton. First goal was scored by Callum Wilson, assisted by Koundé. You can see here it's another one of our trademark corners. Koundé gets a flick on, it's not going on target, so Wilson comes in, back post, and just taps it in for an easy goal. Wilson scores again here, similar sort of thing. Koundé gets up again, this time it's saved by the keeper, comes straight back out to Wilson in exactly the same place with another open goal. 2 assists technically from Koundé. And the last goal, again, third corner we've created danger from. Edwards swings the ball in, Newcastle gets up and heads the ball down. Those corners are starting to become somewhat of a trademark for us. You can see we were dangerous outside of that. 3.2 XG from 16 shots. Absolutely dominated the game and fully deserved our win. You can see from the XG graph here, we had several reasonably big chances that we didn't put away. So even though more goals came from corners, I'm not too concerned. Last game was a third home game on the bounce. Another clean sheet, thankfully. Here we played pretty much a second team. Almiron, Fraser, most of the defence changed. We just played a second team again, but it didn't really change the quality we had. So let's watch this first goal, scored by Jamal Lascelles. I'm pretty sure you can guess where the source was. Just let that load. Here we go. Yeah, another corner. So Maximin wicks the ball in. Jamal Lascelles gets up at the near post above the defence and just nods it into the far post past the keeper for a 1-0. Next goal came from a long throw. Kraft pings the ball in. The ball comes straight back out. Kraft puts in a great cross. Fraser actually wins the header and then Gabby intercepts it in mid-air and nods it on. They all count and thankfully was onside. So as you can see, we've had some marvellous form to start the season. If anything merits a like and subscribe, that's got to be it. Please remember to ring the bell as well to make sure you get notifications when I upload more videos into this series. So now I'm planning on continuing our league campaign. Here we have an away game versus Leicester. As you saw, our home form has been magnificent, but we haven't really played many away games, and we've been conceding quite a few in those. Versus Chelsea, we had a bit of a plucky, scrappy 2-2 draw, and then versus West Ham, we again conceded 2 in that 3-2 win, and we were lucky, to be honest, to only concede 2. So I'm a little bit worried about how this game's going to go, as maybe we're a bit too attacking for away games where teams come out their shell and are more likely to exploit our slightly open flanks. Either way, back on with the same team as per usual. let's get into the game. So Leicester are running usual team. Looks like they're playing with actually a back four rather than a back five. They've been playing in real life recently. They've signed Adnan Januzaj as an attacking right midfielder. Another player who I considered bringing in, but instead elected to bring in David Neres. Right, team talk done. I see a lot of motivated, inspired, and that's good. On to press conference. Let's get through this quickly. Happy with the squad. Fresh for the fixture. We're confident. Honestly, all this faffing before the game really annoys me. Yeah, let's get into the game. We've had a lot of action in our games we've seen recently within the first few minutes. Looks like this one's not going to be the same, although we have had 2 shots at 0.36 xg. Leicester, though, with a good chance. Another set piece. We know they're dangerous. Whipped in, and Fofana could have put it in. But here we have a counter-attack with Neres, who picks a really poor pass out to Wilson. Wilson went to run central, and Neres tried to play the ball down the line. Bit of a lack of communication between the two. Leicester are getting quite a few shots away. We've only hit 2 so far. They've hit 5 for a better XG than us. Though nothing on target from either team so far. So we seem to be cancelling each other out. I believe we're playing the same formation, so it'll be an interesting battle. Grimaldo here, looks like he megged the winger there, getting the pass out, but poor pass, I think, from Rice there to lose the ball. And now Leicester playing around the back, giving us a lesson in keep ball. I wonder where this is going to go. Fofana plays it out to the wing back, Ricardo, and there's a fair bit of space here if Januzaj can play the ball, which he can, to Vardy. Or we win it back. David Neres gives the ball to Niakate. It's a long highlight. Plays it forward to Grimaldo. He plays a brilliant ball to Wilson, and Wilson's in. Great save from Schmeichel, but really we should be absolutely burying those. That's why I've put Wilson in. He's been playing well recently, scoring quite a few goals, so I thought I'd put him in over Gabagol and keep him there for a few games, see how he does, and sadly finishes like that aren't going to be keeping his place in the team. Free kick here for Leicester. We know they've got a few free kick players, and surprisingly they go for Januzaj. Plays it to Tielemans at the edge of the box. He plays it back to Januzaj, and the man, whoever it was, who was in the wall, should really be following the taker there. Instead, he's just stayed rooted to the spot of where he was as the wall. What is he doing? I've actually got 2 players there, and neither of them tracked Januzaj's run. Brilliant ball from Tielemans. Great finish in the top bins. And that's us 1-0 down. That was my concern at the start of the game, is we seem to be conceding too many goals away from home. That again was, I know it was a set piece, but it was down the left-hand side where we seem to be a little bit too open, which is causing concern. It's a 1-0 down at half-time. By stats, we're maybe the better team, but not by much. Hopefully, we can turn things around in the second half. Our team talk hasn't gone brilliantly. Looks like we've got a few bits of bad morale in there. Could have done with a good one, to be honest, to turn this game around. And early highlight for Leicester here with Januzaj spraying the ball out wide, and where's Kraft at right wing back? So much space there. I'm surprised he didn't keep going forwards. Ndidi here plays to Maddison, who plays a strange ball out to Barnes. I don't know if that was deflected, I couldn't quite tell. Tielemans plays a good ball forward. Barnes flicks on to Vardy, but that to me looked like he was offside. We'll have to wait and see. I'm actually going to encourage the team, try and see if a shout can change the game. Yeah, as expected, goal disallowed. Saved by VAR then, but once again, we're just not getting close to Leicester at the minute, and they're playing the ball all around us. The encourage appears to have gone well and put up our team morale. Let's see if it does anything, and it does. Trademark corner once again. Edwards pings in the corner. Niakate, who seems to be scoring every game at the minute, gets up and heads the ball into the far post. 1-1, game on. Getting towards that time where I need to start debating whether I need to make any changes Got quite a few players having a bad game at the minute. Olmo's not playing well. Neres, Wilson, Willock and Rice haven't having the worst game in the world, but they've got really bad morale at the minute. Grimaldo's having a poor game, and Kraft is having a pretty poor game and has really bad fitness. Though we don't really have anyone to replace him after that gaff signing Odriozola and letting all my other right backs go. Hopefully that won't come to punish us. Wilson here gets down the line and plays the ball to Olmo, but loses out. Olmo wins it, and Wilson was kind of in there. He probably should have shot there and seen if he could do it, see if he could hit the target, but we win the ball back. Playing a little bit of keep ball ourselves. Kunde stepping well out of defence. Willock playing the ball through, and Ricardo sweeps up. Highlight ongoing though. Niakate now stepping out of defence. Again, that's the benefit of the ball playing defender roles. They will step out. Rice sprays this to Kraft. He plays the ball across, and Olmo there looked like he had an open goal, but I'm assuming one of the defenders got in the way and made a block there. Not ideal, but that was more like it. Can make a couple of changes there. Grimaldo's having a poor game. Rice and Willock aren't playing particularly well. Again, as I said, the morale of apprehensive isn't ideal. I'm actually going to push Olmo back into a midfield role, and then I'm going to put Almiron further forward, try and inject some pace and work rate into that attack. A shout worked earlier, so let's try and give a different one. I'm going to demand more from my side here. We are passing around the back well in these highlights, so we are capable of keeping the ball, though I do prefer a bit more of a higher tempo style, trying to break down the opposition. Kunde here stepping from centre-back and going all the way up to the byline, whips across, and strange that Olmo didn't shoot there, but he's found Almiron, who's found Neres, and a calamity, a combination of errors there where we probably should have scored a goal. That's two now where we've had cutbacks across goal with an open goal, well, almost open goal, and we've hit either the one defender in the way or the keeper. 2.1 XG now, only one goal scored, unfortunately. Hopefully we get one more chance and we can try and win this game late, similar to how we did against West Ham. Although the minutes ticking by suggest that might not happen. No. I'll try a shout in vain with a few seconds left, and no, unfortunately didn't do anything. Not the end of the world. A point against Leicester away from home is probably a good point, but I'm going to tell the boys I'm not particularly happy with them, as I think we should have won that, as we definitely edged the chances. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here and cut back to when we're on to the Everton game. I'll see you in a second. Right, and we are back. I've simmed along to the time of the Everton game. Just only a couple of days, but I've skipped all of the press conferences and the stuff in between for your benefit to keep the video nice and short. We're playing pretty much the same team we played last game, except for I've got Longstaff in midfield, I believe. This is a home game. We've had very strong home form, lots of clean sheets, lots of goals recently, so hopefully we can continue that vein. 12 minutes in here, and we've got one of our trademark corners. Niakate gets up and heads us in front. These near post corners really need to be addressed when the full game is released, as they seem a little bit broken. We're scoring one of these every game or every other game, which is a bit too much. And if we're not scoring from them directly, we're assisting with them. Free kicks seem pretty strong as well, although not quite as broken as corners. Though at the minute, not really complaining, as it's getting us results. So second highlight here, Kraft plays the ball to Edwards, who pings it back to Kunde. We've seen him stepping out from the back before, elects not to do so this time. Gives the ball to Kraft, who plays it to Edwards, who gets right to the byline. Smashes the ball across, but Neres couldn't quite get there. Now Calvert-Lewin's picked the ball up. Plays it out to Allen, who lingers on the ball before going back to his defence, and I thought we were going to nick it there. Godfrey, who's playing right back, is passing the ball around again. The ball's played long to Grimaldo, but now Grimaldo's got so much space to work into, and he's found a fabulous ball to Wilson. Wilson, who for the second game running misses his opportunity at one-on-one, might have to look into bringing Gabagol back in to start as Wilson's finishing seems to have dropped off somewhat. Fortunately, we can't score from the corner, and on we go. Still 1-0. Coming towards half time now. Doesn't look like a huge amount's happening. We're not really having any more shots. Hopefully we get another highlight. If not, it's been an average half. Not particularly great, not particularly bad. Again, we've still got that clean sheet intact as we seem to have quite a lot at home. I think it's going well. I think it could be better, and I'm gonna tell the midfield that they're doing okay. I'm actually going to try making a change here. I'm going to switch the right hand side to a winger on attack and try and have a bit more width. And then if I switch the other midfielder to a box to box, it shouldn't be too crowded in the middle, as the winger will stay a bit wide. We have two wide wingers, and then there's space for Olmo, Wilson, and Longstaff to push forward. Just having a little fiddle here, trying to work out who I want to play where. I think I'm going to leave it like that. Yeah, let's go. On to the second half. Neres wasn't particularly working. No, Neres was doing okay because of set pieces, but in the actual game wasn't doing particularly well on the left, so I'll try him on the right. Everton now swinging a set piece of their own, and Doucouré gets on the end of that, and our keeper, I think, tips that onto the post. So well done to Caldalo, who's come in actually and kept quite a few clean sheets when he's come in. And then we hit the woodwork ourselves. Danny Olmo with another set piece, the free kick, bends it into the keeper's side and comes off the woodwork. A few more highlights coming now. Hopefully we can double our lead, as we've seen Everton coming back more into the game more, so it'd be nice to put them to bed, or at least give us a bit more of a cushion. It doesn't look like that's going to happen here. Yep, end of the highlight. Although another highlight shortly after. Defence here, picking up the goal kick easily. Koundé plays to Olmo, and this is why I was moved Longstaff to the box. Oh, what a strike. And that's just snuck in off the post. After a few woodwork hits from both sides, that one creeps over the line, and what a strike from Sean Longstaff. But this is what I was doing with moving the winger out to the right, is I was just trying to open up that space in the middle, and Longstaff had acres. To be honest, the pass through to Wilson was on, and it was actually a very, very poor pass, but the ball falls back to him. He elects to take a shot, and what a shot it was. Another highlight there. Nothing much, just another set piece, but this one goes over the bar. 2-0 here. Marcus Edwards is still having a pretty poor game, so I think I'm going to move Neres back to the left and then try Saint-Maximin on this winger role on the right. As a right footer, he should be pretty suited to this role. He's been extremely average for me so far, Saint-Maximin, but hopefully this winger role on attack might bring the best out of him. As a winger on the left or an inside forward on the right, he's been pretty invisible. Neres now with the corner, plays it in, and we've got to be careful here we don't get countered, as thankfully we left a man back, and what a tackle it is from Declan Rice. Otherwise we would have had 2v2. He's picked up a few yellows doing that, leaving him as the man at the edge of the box to sweep up, but I find the advantage of having more men in the box, as you've seen, is it's getting a lot of goals from corners, so I don't want to change something that's working. I'm going to change Wilson here, as he's been pretty ineffective. And Kraft, he's got extremely bad fitness, but I don't really have anyone to bring in. I think I'll bring in Cher as our wing back on the right. Doesn't get forward particularly much, so we just need him to be defensively solid. His first test coming here with Richarlison coming down his side. I just hold him up and make him turn, but Richarlison keeps going. And Digne and Doucouré playing amongst himself. Ball comes in. Koundé heads it away, and this might actually be a highlight for us, as Rice barnstorms forward, finds a pass to Callum Wilson, who hasn't switched for Gabagol as of yet. Cross goal. The highlight's gone back to them, and I'm not sure where the highlight was in that. Creeping towards the latter part of the game. Gabagol's now come on. I think I'm going to demand some more, see what else the team can give me. 2-0 up. We're doing okay, but we can definitely do better. Long throw from Kraft. I'm not sure who that was aimed at. Straight over Gabby's head. Terrible throw. Just giving him the ball back. Longstaff here. Oh, plays a fabulous ball through to Gabby, who misses a strike just around the near post. And this is why we took Wilson off and put him on. Was we were hoping that finishing would change, and unfortunately it hasn't. And as I say that, we score another goal. Gabby in on the keeper from the long throw. I'm not sure what Pickford was doing, but he's known in real life for not being the tallest and not being the best at aerial balls, and Gabby appears to have put him off. Digne goes to clear the ball and just clears it straight into St. Maximan's head. And he heads it in for 3-0, and suddenly everything looks a lot more rosy. St. Maximan might be the answer on that right-hand side as an attacking winger. That'll have to be something we try again in future. Time ticking away here. We have another highlight as the ball's punted straight over the top from Niakate, and what a fabulous ball it was, and what a great finish from Gabby, straight into the top bins. We've gone from 2-0 average performance to a 4-0 blasting of Everton here, and what a performance. That pass there, just absolutely sublime, and the finish. He's already put one round the post from similar sort of chance, and Wilson's missed one, so it's good to see one of those being put away instead of the usual corner and header. So 4-0. Fabulous game, and another strong home performance with clean sheet and lots of goals. Hopefully, long may it continue, and what a start we've had to the season here. Second place. We are having an absolute whale of a time. I'm actually going to consider changing my tactic here. I've got the old 4-3-3, which we used against Chelsea. I've got the 4-2-3-1. I think I can't decide whether I want the ball-winning midfielder on the side of the fullback or not. I think I'm actually going to make the fullback more defensive. Stick with the box-to-box midfielder, which worked in that game. It definitely freed Longstaff up somewhat. It definitely made him play better. So I'm going to load up another version here. I need to remember on one of these to change them to the winger attack. I'm going to have several different versions here, and I'll think about which I want to use. See, I don't know whether to use Rice in a supporting role. I'll definitely get him more involved, but it might open us up defensively. Yeah, so this will be what we just used in that last game, and it definitely opened the game up somewhat, having a winger on attack on the right. Yeah, that fullback on attack is something I'm still not fully sold on, but we'll have to see what happens going forward. But this will be what I'm using going forward. Anyway, I think I'm going to end it there for this episode. I hope you enjoyed watching some more good results, and I hope to see you again on the next episode.